All right. Additional thoughts time for Goodbye and Good Riddance by Juice WRLD. Honestly, surprisingly to me, given the context and theme of this album, I'm pretty okay with this album. And I say pretty okay because I feel like I shouldn't like this album. I think about the statement that was made, how somebody called this Illmatic for middle schoolers. And some of you left comments letting me know that Juice WRLD did a lot of freestyling on his stuff. Not necessarily everything, but a lot of the stuff was freestyling. And so, he was pretty young. And, when you're at that age, well, I don't even want to say that. I hate that. I hate it when fucking older people say, when you're at that age, it's so annoying, right? Like when you're younger and you're just dealing with heartbreak and you're going through all that shit and you're trying to process these emotions for the first time. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of drug use. There's a lot of just kind of wrapped up in some toxic behaviors and shit like that. And so that's so far removed from myself and my own relationship with my wife, which has been very long. I mean, I've known her over 30 years probably. We've been married for over 22, and it's been a very happy, healthy relationship for the most part. Obviously, there's hard spots here and there, but for the most part, it's been great. So on a personal level, I can't really connect with this album. But it's weird because when I listen to it, I really just chill out. And I honestly kind of feel a little badly for saying that, because it's like this is heartbreak, and it's trying to cope, and it's going numb with drug use to try and cover up the pain that you're going through and stuff. And so, like, on one hand, I'm happy that I can put it on and just kind of chill to it and enjoy the sound. But on the other hand, I feel almost guilty for... I almost feel like I'm experiencing the album the wrong way. The experience I'm having feels very far removed from what Juice is apparently going through while making this album. Very, very different. And that happens sometimes. I mean, artists and albums and concepts and themes, they always go in different directions. And then we as the listener, we might be able to understand some of what's going on, but sometimes albums are very personal to them or whatever. But every now and then you just have these experiences where I'm just way over here, right? Like, I get it. This album's about this, that, and the other, but I'm not even close to that. I'm just way, way, way over here. And that's basically my experience with this album. And so, yeah, there you go. It's just kind of funny to me. For the most part, too, I enjoy the songs. I like, let's see, what are some of my favorites here? Lucid Dreams is pretty good. I like that one quite a bit. Wasted, I think, is my favorite. I don't know. I just kind of like that one. And Lil Uzi Vert goes off pretty well on that one. Candles I like as well. Really, the only time I start to really lock into what this album is about and how sad it is when I get towards the end. You get into Hurt Me, and what is it? I forget how it goes. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but these drugs will never hurt me. But we all know how Juice died. End of the Road is pretty fucking sad. Long Gone. It's just... when you get towards the end of the album, some of the things that he's saying in these songs, it's sad. I'll Be Fine. That's the other one. I'll Be Fine. It's sad. It's really sad. And so in that respect, listening to it, knowing what happens to him, then I start to get a little like, oh man, it's sad to see these artists suffer to such an extent that they end up literally dying from it, But other than that, when it comes to this album, as far as like how much I'm going to revisit it, I don't know. I don't expect to very often, honestly. I'm glad I sat down with it. I know it's a big album. It is kind of interesting to read comments and see people talk about where they were in their lives at the point in time when this album came out, or were they, what age they were at when this was just on repeat, or what they were going through, It's another reason why I kind of like laugh at myself for thinking, oh yeah, this album's just cool. It's chill. It's like, What are you talking about? No, this is misery and pain and suffering and heartbreak and drugs to cover it up and toxic behaviors to try and prove the person that broke my heart that they're wrong for breaking my heart and I'm actually better than the other person that they're with, and then that person coming back into my life and trying to gaslight me into taking it back. Like none of that is chill, right? None of that is chill. And yeah, that's it. I mean, honestly, really short video. Kind of enjoyed my time with the album to a surprising extent, but feel like I'm enjoying it for all the wrong reasons, all the wrong ways. There was another album. I can't remember the name. I cannot remember the name. But there's another album by him. I know there's like a new one coming. I think actually tomorrow, but it's like all unreleased stuff. You know, it's like I can never pronounce the word posthumous release. I'm never a fan of those. I'm usually of the opinion that there's a reason why all these songs were unreleased for a long time. It's just because they're really not that good. So I usually don't check out stuff that gets released that was kind of locked away in the vault for years and years and years and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I'll get to that one. But there's another album that he did. Actually, I guess I can click on his name. I don't remember the name of it. That people have mentioned that I might check out. Was it Legends Never Die? Or maybe it was Death Race. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, there you go. There's my experience with Juice WRLD. Kind of a pointless video, but I like to check in. I feel like doing additional listens and then reporting back is something that's important. I don't like the idea of, and I'm just going to kind of rant a little bit here, but you know, with reaction videos and stuff like that, I feel like people often confuse it for a review, and maybe they're just using the word as the same thing. But for me, listening to an album one time is essentially almost 0 times. It's 1 away from 0. We're gonna do a little bit of math here this afternoon, but like if I listen to an album one time, to me personally, that doesn't mean shit, unless it's just awful, right? Like you can listen to an album one time and go, no, this is clearly not for me. And every now and then we're lucky and we hear an album, and on that first listen, it's like, holy shit, this is incredible. This is what I've been looking for, without even realizing I was trying to find it. I think multiple listens on albums, even if you think they're just okay, is important, because sometimes, man, it just doesn't click, or maybe you're not in the right mood, or maybe you don't have the right setting. With this album, a lot of it when I was just driving on my commute to work, either in or on the way home. And every time I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm just kind of chilling out to it. So there you go. That's it. That's my experience. Additional thoughts. And yeah, take care. We'll see you guys soon.